I want to move on to another political player, Eric Duhem. He's leader of the Conservative Party of Quebec. Before he came on, I did mention that they are polling at 11% in the polls. And I want to get him to frame out how we should be looking at the appointment of Stephen Guilbeault, who is the new environment minister. When he was running for election in 2019, he said, quote, "I'm going to go to Ottawa and I'm going to work like a madman for the next 4 years to do everything I can to move the climate agenda and the environmental agenda." He also created the group Equiterre, which has been in operation in Quebec for 25 years. And when I've spoken with Mr. Duhem, it sounds like it has been influential in creating the atmosphere against fossil fuels in Quebec. That's led to quite a dramatic reversal in what Quebec leader and Premier Francois Legault ran on a few years ago. Maybe explains a little bit of the reason why he's up at 11% in the polls. Mr. Duhem, I'd love to get you to frame this out for us and some opening comments of 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you very much. Merci, Daniel. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Yes, there's been many things going on in Quebec. We shouldn't be surprised about Stephen Guilbeault's stand on energy, on environment. I mean, the guy has always been a radical environmental activist. That's his history. What is surprising these days in Quebec is the Premier of Quebec, François Legault, that completely flip-flopped and went from a common sense kind of guy, just like all of us here, and he's now becoming a Stephen Guilbeault too. And that's what scares me right now. You have to know that Premier Legault, when he was leader of the CAQ and running to become premier and leader in the opposition, he wrote his biography called Cap sur un Québec gagnant. And he had one full chapter in his own biography about the importance to exploit gas and oil in Quebec. His main arguments were very sensible. I mean, he was talking about the fact that we should become the Norway of America. That's how he called us. He said we need to use our energy to subsidize our social programs, because we have to be less dependent of the money coming from equalization and Alberta and the rest of Canada. And now he's flip-flopping, just as Albertans voted against the equalization formula. And he's now going to the United Nations conference in a few days in Glasgow, and he wants to be perceived as Mr. Green. So he prorogued the National Assembly 2 weeks ago, and in the opening speech last Tuesday, he came out saying that now he's going to table a bill to forbid any kind of exploration or exploitation of gas and oil in Quebec. He is also currently preparing a settlement with the companies who have already rights in Quebec and who are already exploring and in some few cases exploiting. And he's looking at it and he's saying that it should be a few $100 million of compensation that he will need to give those companies for not exploiting our resources. And those companies are now threatening to sue the government, and it could cost a few $1 billion on top of that because of the current action of the Quebec government.